Hi everyone, welcome back to Design Craft channel. Today, we're going to crochet the Piranha Plant from the Super Mario series. This iconic enemy is known for popping out of green pipes and trying to catch Mario by surprise. In this step-by-step tutorial, I'll show you how to crochet the Piranha Plant with its signature red head, white spots, sharp teeth, and green leaves. When you're finished, you can display it in the flower pot from my previous tutorial to complete the look. Now let's go over the materials you'll need to crochet the Piranha Plant. Here, I'm using 4-ply cotton yarn, a 2.5mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, a yarn needle for sewing, and a piece of wire to support and hold the flower stem upright. When everything is ready, let's start by crocheting the red flower head of the Piranha Plant. Pick up the red yarn and work 6 single crochets into a magic ring. When finished, pull the yarn tail tight to close the ring. Then make a slip stitch into the first stitch to join the round. From this point on, start every round with 1 chain and finish every round with a slip stitch into the first stitch. Repeating the chain and slip stitch at the beginning and end of each round will help keep your stitches neat. For round 1, after making the starting chain, work an increase in every stitch, which means making 2 single crochets in each stitch. By the end of the round, you should have a total of 12 stitches. Finish the round with a slip stitch into the first stitch to join. For round 2, start with a chain, then work 1 single crochet, followed by 1 increase. Repeat this sequence 6 times. Finish the round with a slip stitch into the first stitch to join. You should have a total of 18 stitches. For round 3, start with a chain, then work 1 increase followed by 2 single crochets. Repeat this sequence 6 times. Finish the round with a slip stitch into the first stitch to join. You should have a total of 24 stitches. For round 4, start with a chain, then work 3 single crochets followed by 1 increase. Repeat this sequence 6 times. Finish the round with a slip stitch into the first stitch to join. By the end of the round, you should have a total of 30 stitches. For round 5, start with a chain, then work 1 single crochet in every stitch around. By the end of the round, you should still have a total of 30 stitches. Finish the round by making a slip stitch into the first stitch to join. For round 6, start with a chain, then work 22 single crochet. Then cut the yarn and pull through. Now, crochet another piece using the same pattern, but do not cut the yarn when you finish. Once both pieces are complete, insert your hook into the first stitch of round 6 on the second piece, then make a slip stitch to join the 2 pieces together. Next, we'll use both the white and red yarns in this round to create a neat color change. First, pick up the white yarn and secure it with a chain. Then pull the red yarn tight as well to secure it. Start by making a slip stitch into the next stitch using the white yarn. Then work 18 single crochets using both yarn colors. To do this, insert your hook into the stitch, yarn under with the red yarn and pull up a loop. Then switch to the white yarn, yarn under and pull through both loops on your hook. This is how we work a single crochet with 2 yarn colors for a seamless color change. Continue using this method for all 18 single crochets. After that, make a slip stitch using the white yarn only, then skip the last stitch. One side is now complete. Repeat the same steps on the other side. Skip one stitch, then make a slip stitch into the second stitch using the white yarn. Work 18 single crochets with both yarn colors. Then make a slip stitch using the white yarn only. Finally, skip the last stitch and make a slip stitch into the first stitch to join and finish the round. You should have a total of 40 stitches at the end of this round. Next, you can cut off the red yarn and continue working with the white yarn to crochet the lips. For round 8, work this round in the front loops only. Start with a chain, then make a slip stitch into the slip stitch from the previous round. Remember to keep the slip stitch loose so it's easier to crochet into it in the following rounds. Next, work 4 single crochets in the front loops only. Then 10 half double crochets. Followed by another 4 single crochets. And 1 slip stitch. Repeat the same sequence on the other side. Make a slip stitch into the slip stitch from the previous round. Next, work 4 single crochets in the front loops only. Then 10 half double crochets. Followed by another 4 single crochets and 1 slip stitch. Finish the round by making a slip stitch into the first stitch to join. You should still have a total of 40 stitches. For rounds 9 and 10, start each round with a chain, then make a slip stitch into the slip stitch from the previous round. Again, keep the slip stitch loose. Continue by working 4 single crochets, ten half double crochets, four single crochets and 1 slip stitch. Repeat the same sequence on the other side. Finish each round with a slip stitch into the first stitch to join. You should still have a total of 40 stitches at the end of each round. Now the lips are complete. You can flip them down to reveal the finished shape. Next, we need to close the opening. Pick up the red yarn and use a yarn needle to weave through both pieces, sewing them together to close the hole neatly. And that's it, the body base is now complete. Next, we'll crochet the teeth. Pick up the white yarn and insert your hook into the back loop of round 8. Secure the yarn with a knot. Then make 2 chains. Next, make a slip stitch into the second chain from the hook to form the tooth. Skip 1 stitch on round 9, then work 3 slip stitches. One tooth is now complete. Repeat the same steps to make another 3 teeth along the lower lip. When finished, cut the yarn and hide the yarn tail neatly. Then repeat the same pattern to make 4 teeth on the opposite lip. Once finished, cut the yarn and hide the remaining yarn tail neatly. Next, we'll crochet the stem. Pick up the dark green yarn and make a knot in a magic ring. Work 5 single crochets into the ring. Then pull the yarn tail tight to close the ring. Finish with a slip stitch into the first stitch to join the round. For rounds 1 to 15, start each round with a chain, then work 5 single crochets around. Finish each round with a slip stitch into the first stitch to join. By the end of round 15, you will have a long tube like this. For round 16, start with a chain, then work an increase in every stitch. By the end of the round, you should have a total of 10 stitches. Finish the round by making a slip stitch into the first stitch to join. When round 16 is complete, cut the yarn and leave a long tail for sewing later. Next, we'll crochet the leaf. Pick up the light green yarn and make 10 chains. For round 1, start with a chain. Then insert your hook into the back bump of the foundation chain and work 1 single crochet. Next, work 2 half double crochets. Then 3 double crochets. Followed by 2 half double crochets. And 1 single crochet. In the last chain, work 1 slip stitch, then 1 chain, and 1 more slip stitch, all in the same stitch to form the tip of the leaf. Now continue on the other side of the chain. Insert your hook into both loops and work 1 single crochet, then 2 half double crochets, three double crochets, two half double crochets, and 1 single crochet. At the last stitch, we switch to dark green yarn to complete the color change. Yarn over and pull through with the dark green yarn, then make a slip stitch with the dark green. Cut off the light green yarn. For round 2, continue with the dark green yarn. Start with a chain, then work 1 single crochet. Next, work 1 half double crochet increase in the next stitch. Then make 2 chains and work a slip stitch into the second chain from the hook to form a picot. Slip stitch back into the same stitch. Then work 1 single crochet into the next stitch. Repeat this sequence 3 times. Next, skip 1 stitch and work on the leaf tip. In the chain space from the previous round, work 1 single crochet. Then 2 chains, and make a slip stitch into the second chain from the hook. Work another single crochet into the same stitch. Continue along the other side of the leaf. Skip 1 stitch and work 1 single crochet. Then 1 slip stitch in the next stitch. Then 2 chains and a slip stitch into the second chain from the hook. Next, work 1/2 double crochet increase into the same stitch. Followed by 1 single crochet. Repeat this sequence 3 times. Finish the round by making a slip stitch into the first stitch to join. And here, the leaf is complete. Make another piece using the same pattern. Next, we'll crochet the tongue, pick up the pink yarn, and follow the written pattern to complete it. When finished, cut the yarn and leave a long tail for sewing later. Next, we'll crochet the white spots on the flower, pick up the white yarn, and follow the pattern to make 5 spots in total. When finished, cut the yarn and leave a long tail for sewing later. When all the parts are ready, let's assemble everything together. First, sew both leaves onto round 6 of the stem. Next, sew the white spots onto the red flower head. Place them according to your preferred pattern. Next, sew the tongue inside the mouth. Before securing it completely, insert a wire to support the tongue and the stem of the piranha plant. The length of the wire can be adjusted depending on the size of your tongue and stem. First, insert the wire into the body. Then attach and secure the tongue in place. After that, insert the wire into the stem . and secure it firmly to the body. When everything is done, you can bend and shape your piranha plant into any curved pose you like. You can also place your piranha plant into the flower pot we made in the previous video. And now, your Piranha Plant is complete. If you're a Super Mario fan, don't forget to explore my other Super Mario Crochet series for even more fun characters and projects to add to your collection. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and had fun crocheting along with me. If you did, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment below. And I'll see you in my next crochet tutorial.